Welcome, welcome. So I actually started streaming at the beginning of this flight. Only Lord knows where that stream went, where on the internet it is. I have no idea, but it didn't stream on my channel. So I stopped the stream, started recording again, and now here we are. Well, yeah, more or less halfway through the flight. Glasgow to Heathrow. I have done or selected the approach which is one of the best approach you can do into Heathrow, in my opinion, which takes you right over London City at about 3,000 feet, 4,000 feet, as they do in real life. This is a real flight path. There's one that takes you this way, and there is also the Lamb section that takes you a bit more further out this way. I'm very familiar with this area. There's London City Airport, which means my house is somewhere in this region, around somewhere. But yeah, we're halfway through our flight now. First flight of the morning. I actually went through how to set all of this up in the beginning of the flight, but again, I don't know where that recording's gone. No idea. But I did go through how to set all of that up. How to use this as well for your takeoffs, and you know, even the light settings that you're supposed to have before and after takeoff, etc., etc. But I suppose I might do that again on another stream one day. Even down to the lighting. In the beginning of the stream, I spoke about that as well. I don't know what happened to the first half of this flight. No idea. But back to the situation in hand. Where are we? Let's see. So in case you didn't know, for anyone who does play this game, that arrow there, if you've got everything set up properly, which I did show at the beginning, again, I don't know where that recording is. But if everything's set up properly for your route into the computer of the plane, it will tell you all of the steps that you need as you make your approach. So I know that arrow that we're looking at there is the top of ascent, meaning by the time we get to that arrow there, we need to start getting down in altitude. Let's see what this says here. So as you can see, TD, that's top of descent. That's what that stands for. And that's basically where that is there. Like I said, I did go through this in the beginning of the stream. I just don't know what happened to it. But yeah, this area here, so the BNN Waypoint, that's literally right over London. Same for the LIM Waypoint. There's actually, I'm looking at a plane right now using exactly this route. I would say, judging by that, that plane is around this area ish. Let's see, flight radar. That is a British Airways from Delhi. He was in a holding pattern by the looks of this. Yeah, he was. Alrighty. Beautiful sunrise over Britain. And the moon is amazing. Like, it's so bright. The moon is as bright at night as the sun is during the day. Look at that for a moonset, boy. Holy. Watch out for a lot of strange things in your life today, ladies and gentlemen. It's full moon. That's usually when human beings start to lose themselves for a day. And weird stuff happens. Wouldn't want to be out at sea today, boy. Well, we're around Manchester, Liverpool area-ish. Looking at flight radar, Heathrow is very busy. The runway that we're landing on, which is 27 left, is extremely busy.
Descend via NUGR 2 Hotel to 7000. Expect ILS runway 27 right approach via Bravo November November transition.
Right.
IBS 1546 uniform 28070 heavy.
Yes, that is correct. 27 right. Very, very busy. Alrighty. Where are we? Now you'll notice in this sim, and I've noticed this only with the Airbus A320neo, when you turn on the cursor, for some reason it drops in speed. Lord knows why. So if you're flying this plane and you use your cursor, be quick with the cursor because you're losing speed. Yeah, I'd say we're flying over Liverpool at this point. We're flown over. Look out for a sunrise, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. Look at that.
Easy tree 248. Maintain present altitude.
Let's set that to 4,000 feet.
Maintain present altitude. Easy tree 248. Easy tree 248. Climb and maintain flight level tree 60.
When we get to Wisco.
Climb
No.
and maintain flight level tree 60. Easy tree 248.
When we get to Soapit, we'll start our descent. Yeah, when we get to Soapit waypoint, we'll start descending. That looks about right to me, looking at that. What does the computer say? Computer says very similar, yes. Soapit is just before top of descent anyway, so yeah, I was right. It looked about right. Beautiful. Who says I don't know how to fly a plane, eh?
IBS 1546 uniform 28070 heavy contact London Center on 118.475. Good day.
Going to 118.475, IBS 1546 uniform 28070 heavy. London Center, IBS 1546 uniform 28070 heavy is a flight level 190 descending 7000 via the NUGR2 hotel arrival.
IBS 1546 uniform 28070 heavy, London Center, QNH 1005, radar contact, continue to SOP it.
Now we've started our descent. If you look on this screen here, that blue arrow is telling me when I'll reach 4,000 feet. So losing my map, I can see 7,000 feet up BN11, which is there. The arrow is all the way down there. So in order for me to get that right, I need to adjust our vertical speed indicator. Let's bring that nose down. The further down we go with our descent, the closer the arrow comes to us. You see that? So now all I got to do is judge my vertical speed. Let me turn this right down, let's slow right down. Just as I was about to do it.
Knots. IBS 1546 uniform 28070 heavy.
Yeah, so slow it down to 220. Beautiful. Down to 4,000 feet, and we will be at 4,000 feet by BNN. So we'll go 7,000 feet, which is the expected, which brings the arrow closest to us. Bring that nose up a bit so we don't get there that quick. Where are we now? Bring the nose up more. It's because of the speed we're doing as well. That's not helping. We're at nearly 300 knots. Due to the attack that we've got with our descent. So it's not helping with speed. That's fine. We'll be at 7,000 feet. BN11, which is where we need to be. That's fine. We'll stay like this for now. For a sunrise. We can get our landing lights on now. So that's already done and checked. Taxi lights. Yep. QNH for Heathrow is 10:08, so we'll remember that for when we turn that on. Again, you'll see there's a spike with the speed due to me using the cursor. Only happens with the Airbus, don't know why. Right, we are on our way in beautifully. If this was real life, I would be able to see myself pause shortly. Beautiful. Let's see, we'll be at 7,000 feet right on BNN. Let's see what's it got us for. Let's refresh that. And we should be at 9,000 feet. That's fine. I'll take that as is. Spin that up a bit. 1,000 feet per minute. Beautiful. That sends the blue arrow further down the line, close to BN11, which is 7,000 feet. Beautiful. Get that light off. Get this light turned down. Somebody online enjoying the Super Hornet flying around Britain in the rising sun. I still haven't actually flown that plane yet. In fact, I've not flown any of the military jets.
8070 heavy. Traffic is 3 o'clock, 4 miles, at 9200, Boeing B787. Report them in sight.
Where are we? Almost altitude 7,000 feet. Perfect. Where are we? 3,000 feet. Let's get that set. If I'm not mistaken, that's Heathrow over there. Yes, it is. And we're now gonna do the loop. We're approaching West London, so that would be Stamford Bridge, etc. London-ish, or Tottenham-ish as well. Right, let's start this approach. We'll start our descent there, slow this right down. Because I know when they fly over this area, they're very, very slow. Beautiful. And there's London.
IBS 1546 uniform 28070 heavy. Descend and maintain 6200.
Maintain present altitude. IBS 1546 uniform 28070 heavy.
Let's change this up. Let's be quick about it. What was the QNH? It was 1008. 1008 sets.
IBS 1546 uniform
set.
28070 heavy. Descend and maintain 4900. Keep speed not above 180 knots.
Let's bleed off some of this speed
Descend
here.
and maintain 4900. Keep speed not above 180
Look at London,
knots.
boy.
IBS 1546 uniform 28070 heavy.
Emirates Stadium over there. Stamford Bridge over there. Wembley over there. One of the best approach into Heathrow. This one and the other one, which is Lamb. And Lamb takes you more further to that side. And you go around near the dome over that side. Look at this.
Contact Heathrow Tower on 118.705 when inbound on the approach.
London on a sunrise, gentlemen. Look at that.
Tower on
Beautiful.
118.705. IBS 1546
Look at
uniform
this.
28070 heavy. Heathrow Tower, IBS 1546 uniform 28070 heavy, 13 miles east, inbound
Look at this.
ILS runway 27 right approach.
There's Hyde Park.
IBS 1546 uniform 28070
Buckingham
heavy.
Palace
Heathrow
just
Tower.
below us.
QNH 1008, cleared ILS runway 27 right
Beautiful.
approach.
Alright. Let's
Cleared
get
ILS
ready for
runway
business.
27 right approach. IBS 1546 uniform 28070 heavy.
Forward cabin cord. We're descending quite nice. Where do we need to be? We are exactly where we need to be. Drop this down to 250. Let's do that now. Beautiful. Drop that down to 70. Beautiful. Get some flaps to help with that speed. We will have gear down. Beautiful. such a wonderful approach into London. It really is one of the best. I believe on the rudder pedals. I believe I'm gonna take over now. Plane is mine. Flaps free. Gear down. Landing lights on. Check. Taxi lights on. Forward cabin done. They're very high.
IBS 1546 uniform 28070.
They're going to tell us to go around, but we're not going to.
On final. Wind 289er at 8. Clear to land runway 27 right.
Cleared to land runway 27 right. IBS 1546 uniform 28070 heavy.
Too busy looking at stadiums and not my speed. Let's get this plane down, shall we? Because we are very high.
Vietnam Airlines 51. Exit runway when able.
We're not going round, by the way, because they are going to tell us to go round. No chance.
1000.
I rescued that pretty well because we were so high. Put the other side put in there.
Vietnam
Two white,
Airlines
two
51.
reds.
Exit runway when able.
Beautifully in. I can't imagine doing this with the control pad. I had to buy me a joystick. Holy. Oh, we're good. We're definitely not going round, I can tell you that.
1461. Exit runway when able.
Watching the speed. Comfortable. Bit of power and
IBS 1546 uniform 28070
we're down.
heavy go around.
Retard.
Vietnam Airlines 51. Turn next taxiway.
Flares. Braking. Flares off. And welcome to Heathrow Airport.
1461. Exit runway when able.
Landing lights off. Runway
Vietnam
lights
Airlines
off.
51. Contact
Pay
ground on
attention.
121.855.
Leave the runway. And that is how you land an A320neo at London Heathrow Airport on a beautiful clear morning.
Vietnam Airlines 51.
Brake set. Beautiful. You can't tell me that wasn't a good landing for an amateur, which I am. Look at how early we was able to taxi in as well. Look at that. Everyone else was having to taxi way down there. Beautiful. Alright, let's speed up the taxi a little bit, otherwise it'll be longer than the flight was. Beautiful. Once you know how to fly it, the Airbus is so fun to fly for what's basically a commercial airliner. I do prefer them over the 737, although the 787 is a wonderful plane to fly. I do like these little Neos. Where we're going? I think I know what gate we're going to. It's probably the same gate as always. But this is all live traffic, live weather. This is exactly what I'm looking at out my window now. Beautiful sunrise. Nice. I don't believe I've ever parked at this gate when landing at Heathrow. It's usually one of the gates further on to the right, on the corner over there. But today, nice. Still waiting for the update on PlayStation so that all those graphics there, the HSBC sign, are a bit more clearer. I say a bit. Not too bad over that side. Alright. This is our gate. That wasn't too bad. Wasn't too far from where we landed. Sometimes you can land at Heathrow and the taxiing is just so long. Pause. Where's the gate going? The gate is a bit overzealous there because I've not finished, but okay. And parking brake set. Beautiful. Taxi lights off. Engine shut down. And that, my friends, is your flight from Glasgow to London. Yes, sir.